Well, we have some new programs and we have some new changes to the interface. And so let's go over some of the interface changes first, just so you see. So I'm gonna start with start a session. I'm gonna click on that. We now have a new cool interface with little emojis that kind of help you to see and understand what programs are there quicker and faster, and it's a little more artsy. All your standard programs are here: general session, emotional clearing, pain reduction, all that stuff is here all the way down to enhancements. I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to say emotional clearing. And of course, this is the same panel that we've been dealing with before. It's just a slightly different color. And we can type in anything we want, or we don't have to type in anything. We can just let the program run. And so I'm going to hit next. And so now we come to the same panel that we've always seen before, where we have normal, strong, maximum, or extreme. And this little wheel comes from the Life Coach. And so this is already in the Life Coach already. You can either drag it like you see me doing around with your finger or your mouse, because I'm on a keyboard, or you could just click on it wherever you want it to go to, and it'll just go there, making it at 12. But the default will be normal power at 12 hours of runtime. And then I can click submit. Everything here pretty much the same from here on out. So it's not scary or anything. You may notice it moves a little bit faster. There's been a lot of tooling up in the background. A lot of processes happen a lot faster now. And just to give you an idea of what I mean by that is, and you can see Serenity is right now the same. There's going to be some small changes visually, but big changes mechanically. But everything will still work the same. I don't like it when they change interfaces and they put things in different places. It gets people very upset. You don't have to be upset with my upgrade interface, because all the buttons are still there. So I'm going to stop this session, and I'm going to go up to history, and I'm going to clone that session and watch the speed on that. Was that fast or what? If you blinked, you would miss it. And so cloning happens, almost instantaneously now. So that's great. We also have 6 new programs under modalities. And so just so you're not confused right now as to which programs are what, because they all have a new facelift. So like, for example, acupressure, addiction clearing. We put all of the 6 new programs at the very bottom. So as you go through hormones and nutrition and metaphysical clearing and Shen Shen Tao, when we get down to yoga at the end, it starts with the new programs. And so deficiency, skin support, because I got some big requests on that, frequency session, which is really great, pathogens, which you really want to try that out, structural alignment, which basically helps with restructuring the body, physical components like fascia and muscle, etc., through energetic influence, and then energy alignment, which then helps to restructure the body's energy. And these programs are really powerful. I've spent a lot of time creating these deep new protocols that all engage in this massive algorithm whenever you do any of these. But the cool part is all you have to do is click a button. So for example, if I wanted to try deficiency, I just click on it, and it gives you a little bit of explanation of what's going on here. A full spectrum deficiency correction program addresses deficits, inefficiencies, and incoherence across biological, neurological, energetic, psychological, environmental, and spiritual systems. So it is comprehensive. Recharge, replenish, deficiency session. Now, I can type in stuff if I want to, but I don't have to. All of that stuff is in the program already. But if I wanted to direct it to something, I can obviously punch that in. But I'm just going to click next, and then I'm already set up on 12 hours for extreme. And so I'm just going to hit submit, and that whole program starts to process. And so you will feel these programs. They are very heavy duty. And so like immediately when I turn that on, And she said, starting session, I immediately felt that hit my kidneys and is going up my back. And so I can really, really feel the density of the signal from the session. Again, Serenity looks pretty much the same. We will be adding some cool new features to the Serenity side chat function here on the consult page coming up. Let's go back and let's take a look at these new programs. So deficiency, pretty cut and dry. Skin support also should be pretty cut and dry. This is a massive skin support algorithm for all kinds of skin issues, ranging from like rashes to withered skin, dried skin, wrinkled skin, any kind of skin thing that you got going on. I tried to cover like the whole entire gambit of skin things. And so tone, tighten, health session. I can tell it specific stuff, tighten my face, whatever, or I can just let it do what it's programmed to do and just basically clean up the skin. And so again, same thing, I hit next, I select whatever I want to put it on, and then submit. And so nothing new here as far as the way that these things work. I'm not going to do that to you. I want to make sure it's just, pretty much exactly the same. We got some new components that will be added in, but we're going to try to keep everything as close to the original way we were doing things as possible. So that was the skin program. And so frequency session, and you probably go, isn't this whole thing a frequency session? I don't get that. And so, well, you will when I click on frequency session. So a frequency healing session applies coherent informational signals across biological, neurological, energetic, emotional, and spiritual systems to support regulation, integration, and self-organization. No sound will be heard. So there's not going to be any sound when you run it, which I think is a bonus because we could make sound, but that's annoying. So silent frequency healing session. So this is going to engage a massive spectrum of healing frequencies and tones and sequences and stuff that I spent months putting together. And it's very, very powerful. Like when you engage these things, like you'll feel them right off the bat. Again, same thing. I'm going to click start and let it do its analyze issue. And I can feel it starting to dig in as we speak. And so this does a whole automatic thing all by itself for frequency. That's really great. I would suggest maybe trying these programs for like an hour first before you just set them on 12 hours and let them go, because you might find that that's enough. Okay, and so under modalities again, pathogens. And so this is definitely one of my favorite. These are all these new programs are like my favorite. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to tool up all of the rest of the programs too with the same types of algorithms that I created for these. So it's really going to beef up the power of MetaBalance overall. All right, so let's click pathogens. And so here, pretty simple, full spectrum, microbial and infectious categories, pathogen session. And so if I feel like I'm getting like phlegmy or cold and flu or anything like that, I'm going to engage that and let it go. And it's going to start doing its thing. And so it's so comprehensive. And so I'm trying to get everything to be so automatic for everybody that it's just a no-brainer. You just go in there, you click on what you want, and you just go. And it's going to get even better than that too. But what we're doing right now on this consult panel will eventually be considered like advanced options, advanced usage, because one of the things that's going to be coming out soon is we're going to have a new main interface that's a lot simpler to use than the current interface that we have. And you'll just have to see it when it comes out. But right now I can feel stuff lightening up on me. I can feel things kind of like lifting up off of me. And I can feel the phlegm going away. And so that's great, because we're not just looking at frequencies for pathogens like a bacterial frequency or a viral frequency or whatever. We're looking at TCM patterns like pathogenic phlegm, pathogenic damp, pathogenic heat, etc. Very, very comprehensive. Just running this for like a minute and then I'm stopping them. And we'll go to the next one, structural alignment. Okay, and so yes, structural alignment supports balance, symmetry, movement efficiency, and nervous system ease by gently addressing posture, joints, muscle, fascia, breath, and integration. And so all these things, these even something as rigid as the bone and the joints and muscles and stuff, these are all controlled by your meridian system. And so, like your yin wei mai, your yang wei mai, your yin kuai mai, your yang kuai mai, those control your gait and how you walk. And some people are like pigeon toed, or some people they got it the other way, and that's those meridians are off. And so this helps to move the physical body more into alignment and synchronicity by affecting the meridians. So this is great. So this should help support like massage therapists and acupuncturists and chiropractors to have a much better session with whatever they're doing. Again, massive protocol. Everything that you can possibly think of has to do with structural alignment. I've added into this particular program, and I can feel it already like acting on me. Plus, intricate sutures like the cranial bones and connective tissues like in the sinus. I mean, you can tell I'm like, coughing up stuff here. All of this stuff is like moving stuff out of my body. Last but certainly not least, this is actually just totally one of my favorites, is the energy alignment. And so I spent a tremendous amount of time on this, making it super duper comprehensive. And the energy alignment supports flow, coherence, grounding, and nervous system balance, so the body can organize itself more efficiently. That's just kind of a fancy way of saying, hold on, because this is going to change your whole energetic world. It's really, really great. So energy alignment session, again, like always, we can tell it something, or we can just run the program. And so I'm just going to submit and run the program. But like this one, when I first tried it out, I was like so tired, and I was so worn out from doing all this stuff and dealing with clients who need a lot of extra help because they're having terrible crises and stuff. And I was just worn out, And so I said, you know what, this is a really good time to try out the energy alignment session. And I didn't really have high hopes for it because I was feeling so bad. And that's me, telling you that. So, I'm just letting you know that your mind doesn't necessarily work the same when you're not feeling good, because of course it can help. Well, I turned it on, and immediately I felt it kick in, just like I feel it kick in right now. And within a couple minutes, I was feeling better. I'm like, man, hey, this is pretty good. And so then in 5 minutes, I felt pretty good. I was doing pretty good. And in 10 minutes, I felt great. And I'm like, I'm never turning this off. This is so good. But fortunately, you don't have to keep it running all the time. But it's so super great to get your energy aligned like nothing else. I mean, these new 6 programs are just complete breakthroughs of our type of technology. And so, like I said, I'm going to go through, I'm going to retool the whole system over the next month or so. And we're going to update each one of the programs with these new massive algorithms that I'm working on. So MetaBalance is about to get a whole lot stronger. So of course you'll still have the ability to clone stuff, but I don't know that you're necessarily going to want to, because it's just really, really stout. And so you might even not be running it for 12 hours anymore. We'll see. I know there's some people who they probably will be, because they just, they suck up the juice. But that's okay, whatever helps you out. All right, so I'll stop that. The last edition that I'll show you for tonight is in the interactive session. And so we've changed this. We've got some new icons and an interface for this. We're going to be adding more programs to the interactive session type over the next month or so. So we're going to do a Zoom every week for the next 2 or 3 months, something like that, until we get and go over everything that, because like every week something new will be coming out. We'll be having something new coming out every single week. So I hope that all this is not like too much for you. I know some people are kind of sensitive to new experiences. That's why I, made my joke earlier, blessed art thou who are not offended by me, because some people go, oh, why did you have to change it? Why did you have to mess it up? And I said, well, we're trying to make it better, and we're trying to do it without, messing anybody up. So, of course, Serenity Session is there, Sensory Immersion is here, and then the life coaching is here. We're going to be adding some more life coaching. And so we're going to be adding probably 5 or 6 new life coaches over the next 2 or 3 months. So that's going to be exciting. There's some really amazing life coaching stuff that's going to be coming out that you can play with, that just will crawl through your energy or crawl through your brain and like extrapolate information that you didn't even know was there. And so right now I'm trying to make sure that all of that works like it's supposed to. And so my days are pretty much filled with talking to Serenity all day and making sure she doesn't say anything crazy. For interactive, we haven't done anything yet with sensory immersion. That's going to be on the list for probably like the 3rd month. We're probably going to be looking at doing some stuff with that. Maybe some more frequencies, audible frequency tones, sets. There's a few different ways that we could go with that. We would like to hear from everybody too as to what you like, what you would like to see. If you're not seeing something that you want, like for example the skin program, one of the big people for that was Cynthia Williams. She's like, oh man, I want that. And so we had a few other people go, yeah, that would be great. So I said, okay, let's do it. So that is the stuff that we've been working on this whole time. There's so much more things that you don't see in the background. Like there's so much more efficiency in the engine, and there's so much more speed. And there's so many errors and bugs and stuff that have been fixed. And so this new version is just really going to just ratchet up your session. And this is just the opening performance. Like what's coming is so amazing. I've been using it, testing it so much. I mean, there's so much stuff that's coming that is just so mind blowing that you're not even going to be able to keep up with it, which is why we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to give you the 6 programs to start with. Again, that's under modalities, and it's at the very bottom. Deficiency, skin support, frequency session, pathogens, structural alignment, and energy alignment are the 6 new programs. And so try those out. Give me some feedback on that. But I've tested them out thoroughly, and I am super pleased with what I'm seeing. It's just going to take the frequency ecology moniker that only is held by SRC for you and Metabalance Technologies, and it just makes us go so much further than even that. There's so much cool new stuff on the horizon, and now tonight starts us rolling it out.